Matt, how are you doing? Let's get that off the bottom. And Lee Gardner. All right. I'll get it later. I'm doing all right. I got real sick last week. I caught something. I don't know what the hell it was, but made me feel miserable. And then my eyes started beating the shit out of me again. There was drops. There it is. The it wouldn't work. Nothing would clear it up. I was taking 4,000 milligrams of Tylenol all day, and it just didn't matter. It just didn't clear up. And I found out that I have an eye infection. That's what this stuff's for. Why isn't that showing there? Because that's not live. This is live. That's what this stuff is for. I already tried it, didn't work, so I didn't think it was an eye infection. I even resorted to the extreme of using the steroid drops, and they didn't work either. And I couldn't get any goddamn sleep. I was sleeping out in the car because my eyes were a little bit less pussy if I'm sitting up versus laying down. And then my prescription renewed this Sunday, so on Monday I picked it up. So I grabbed a new one, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I just tried them, and it worked. So it turns out that this stuff has an expiration, and it expires pretty quickly, or at least becomes less effective. Because when I use the new stuff, within 2 days my eyes are better. They fixed her toes, and so now they're healing. There's so far no infection, and they're gonna hopefully get her on PT soon and get her on her feet. That makes me very happy. So now I haven't been renewing my prescription for the eye drops because I have so many of them. I have like 3 of them in the news cabinet. Now that I know they expire, and they say they should last for months, but it looks like about 2 or 3 months they stop being effective. Hey, Big Bad Joe. Um, so now I've got to make sure I renew that prescription every month, so I only have a fresh bottle. And apparently my lack of tears. Oh, you can actually even see the darkness of the skin that's still healing. It's interesting how fast the skin around your eyes heals. They were tore up real bad. I mean, I was down to an hour or 2 of sleep a night. It was brutal. It was freaking brutal. I was so tired that I had to go to my neighbor wanted me to go grab his mail. He's in a mobility scooter, and his card got hacked, so they had to send him a new card, and he couldn't do anything until he got his new card. And he called up and asked if I'd go to mail. I was like, no problem. I'll be over in a few minutes. I get up, I get dressed, I go to the bathroom, I fall asleep on the toilet. I wake up 2 hours later, cramped up on the toilet, my head like, I was so damn tired. But but yeah, thank God it's getting better. They feel great today. I've got to get to another ophthalmologist to see if there's anything I can do about this instead of just managing it to make it go away. But what are you gonna do? You got to work the problem as best you can. That's all you could do. I got some interesting goodies. I finally found a phone case that'll hold my phone. It's even got giblet holes. So it came with these little giblet things, but now I can, maybe print my own and put my own giblets on there. But it's the first pouch I found without being oversized that actually just barely holds my phone. Just barely. And it was orange. It's a peach orange. It's not the bright orange the picture showed, but that's okay. No, it's not a dry eyes problem. It's a the condition I have is called blepharitis. Let me fix the tablet. Um, so here's the way the eye doctor explained it to me. I have rosacea, and that rosacea caused the blood vessels in my eyelids to push out into the eye a little bit. And that's not, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's not going to hurt anything. But my eyes detect that irritation from the blood vessels in my eyelids as a form of irritation. And so the eyes start to tear to try to clear the irritation. And what did you order? We can find out. Hey, drone shots. That's easy enough to find out. Now, I mean, I can't find out by name since they don't show me names, but if you tell me when you bought it and what it was, I should be able to find it. Oops, I did not want to do that. Oh, that'll be interesting. Oh, okay, so it hasn't shipped yet. It won't be in the system, but is this the one? It should be unified, I think. View full report. Okay. Here's the 25th. Any cubic PLA. Here's somebody ordered one roll of PLA here. Salad spinner, walkie-talkies. What are they? Oh, wow. That does look like a pretty rugged set of talkies. Cool. So I don't see it yesterday. Now, is this just the US or is this everything? Consolidated summary? It says 100% United States. Yeah, over my dead body. I wish I made that much money. Where is this coming from? Now, why isn't it showing my other links? Yeah, total earnings is 134. Where the hell is it getting 566? Huh. Ooh, 30 bucks that day. Oh, wow. I got 30. Holy crap. They ordered 6 sets of those walkie-talkies. I got a $30 commission from that. Wow. That's $6 each. See, that's where the nice commissions come in if you have a business expense account and you're buying stuff for your business. Oh, yeah. The money adds up real quick. So what number is this? Now, why isn't this showing my other store IDs? It says 6 stores linked. Okay, so here's the Canada ones. Why do I have 2 Canada ones? There's the US, UK, Germany, France, Canada. I don't understand why I have 2 Canada. Looks like it hasn't counted anything yet. What? I don't understand. Why does it say total commission 134? Oh. This is a rolling 30 days. So this includes part of July. This is what my current month will be. So for August, I'll be making $92 this month. Okay. I do have two here. What's this one do? This is 0. Whatever it is. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what that is. Maybe there's a larger delay for Canada? I don't know if this is only US or if this is consolidated. Like, is this everything? This implies I have to change to see different stores. Reports? That just brings me back here. I don't know. I'll have to contact support and ask them, how do I look at that? I honestly don't know how to check that. As for the special that they're running, I'm not going to hit that goal. Yeah, the minimum is 67.50, and I'm not even halfway there. So that's not going to happen. I should have one more shot in September. If I could hit 67.50, I get $205. Yeah, you can see they keep raising the minimum level to try to exclude as many people as possible. To get all the small fries like me to not get anything but still work hard toward it. Which I get, you know, their objective is to make money. Okay. So this is the first insert I made for um the new themable lantern. So basically you'll just take this little square part here, and that'll be a fixed size, which is 160 by 15, and then you just add whatever you want in the middle as a print. This is a single color print, of course, but you can do multicolor prints if you have that ability. And the idea is, oh, you guys can't see the screen because I'm being dumb. Desktop, there we go. So the idea is there's these little slots on all four sides, and I'm going to do it on the round one too. And you'll be able to insert an add-on basically, so that instead of changing to whole different lanterns or lenses for the holidays, you'll simply add an insert in here for the lamp. I can show you. Hang on. And I'm hoping that people will like this enough that they'll start designing their own little inserts. go. So just like that, that little insert will insert into this. You'll bend it and pop it into these slots. And you can put 1, 2, 3, or 4 on here. You can put different ones on here. And this way you can have, just when a holiday comes up, you can just change this insert to whatever the holiday is. So like a Christmas tree for Christmas, a pumpkin for fall, or turkey for Thanksgiving, whatever you want. Birthday presents and balloons for a birthday, or anything really. And even if you don't use transparent PETG, if you keep it just 2 or 3 layers thick, light should still shine through it, and you'll have a glow effect. So in the daytime you'll have a color image here, and the nighttime it should glow. And I just think that's really cool. And is this no, this is not the candy machine. This is the 9 light lantern. I had that going on the printer. The candy machine is the next thing I'm going to be printing after I finish this. I still have a little bit of tweaking to do on the rotary mechanism. I have to send a link to Michelle. Forward. That sends to Michelle. Okay. But the result is this. I didn't print this little logo yet to put in there. I just finished designing that last night, so I didn't print one yet. But here's the result. And I came up with a really neat trick to make this look really good. Notice how smooth it looks? This is vase mode, and it's double wall, 5mm thick. And yet I got it looking that nice. The only place where you have a seam is the vase mode entry, which is right there. And you can barely see it. I have it slightly irregular right there. That little zigzag line. But this way it keeps its nice shape. Because if you try to print something in PETG this large in single wall, even with a 0.8mm nozzle, it tends to want to warp. Unless you make it 2 walls thick. All this is all done with a 0.8. And and then it's really nice when you make something and everything fits perfectly the first time. It's just, there's just something about that when everything just fits. So all these lights fit perfectly. The little dimples are a little tight, but they do go in. You do want them tight so they don't fall out. And so they're all friction fit in there. And so basically the hole is a little oversized, and then at the bottom of the hole there's little dimples sticking out, and you force it in past the dimples and it grips it and holds on to it. Now, if you want to make some of my lights, you're going to have to go to Walmart now and get them. First off, they're on sale for 48 cents a piece, but my Walmart's already out of them. I got to try to hit some other Walmarts next week and see if I can get them. But if you can, these are 48 cents a piece right now. And remember, you want to try to avoid the 6-pack, even though it's cheaper, because they're dimmer. But yeah, the 97-cent ones are on sale for 48 cents if you can find them. I didn't know they were seasonal. I mean, I knew solar stuff was seasonal, but I thought these particular, the generic one that they always have, I thought that was year-round. So that's going to be annoying if I have to wait until spring before I can order more of these lights. But yeah, so this one has 9 lights. So it's actually shockingly bright. This is a usable brightness. I'm really pleased with this. Now everything, there's no screws, there's no glue, nothing. It's all thread together. So you just pop these off. I want to show you what I did with this lens. It really came out nice. The one change I do think I will make is I need to make these just a little bit longer, like 5 millimeters. Because they're right on the edge of popping the threads if you pull too hard. So here's the top piece. I screwed up and I accidentally did 2 layers on the top. That's why it's bubbly. I gotta fix that. But yeah. You just take these solar lights and you stuff them in there. You see, they just, I don't want to break them. There we go. They just pop out like that. You can see inside there, there's little dimples. I might reduce the number of dimples. Right, what I actually need to do is just to take a little bit, shave a little bit off the dimples. But yeah, you just take this and you push it in there like that, and it snaps in place. And now you have 9 independent solar lights. They each have their own solar panel, their own battery. You don't have to do any wiring, nothing. You just buy 9 of these and stick them in here. And so 9 per light, of course. Now, the one thing I'm going to work on, we're probably going to do it today, is I want to design a plug for this one. So I could take this out and put a plug in its place, making an 8 light. And then you can take your, I don't have one handy. You know, if you buy a solar light from, you know how Dollar Tree has those seasonal solar lights? You know, the little stake lights? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stake in half to make it shorter, but you don't have to do that. I'll have an insert in here so that you can then take that stake light and stick it in the top here. So you can also add a decorative solar light, and you can change it for the holidays. And this way you just keep your same lantern that you always have, and you can add inserts to the sides for different holidays, and you can add a decorative lamp to the middle if you want to add that as well. Yeah, so it basically be an 8 light unit with a decorative the thing in the center to add whatever you want. I'm also thinking about this one's going to require a little work from the end user to modify one of these lights. But something else I want to do is I want to I have one right here. It uses my standard threaded base for all of my lights. So this just threads into the bottom here. And that's it. So now you can mount it. But I'm probably going to make one about twice this tall to mount this a little higher. Just because it seems to fit the design better to be a little taller. But what I want to do, I want to make this light up as well, because it looks really good on the other lanterns. And so an easy way to do that is to just, do I have one of these handy? No, I don't. Basically just take one of these and stuff it inside here. Now that does present a problem. It can't charge. So you're going to have to take it apart, remove the solar panel, okay? And what I'll do is I'll probably design one of these with a little square opening on the side here so that you can stick the light in here and then extend the wires a little bit. Matter of fact, the wires might be long enough. There might be just enough wire in there to do it. And then mount the solar panel out here. And then when you put this mount down, now, something important to recognize. You're going to need to thread this onto this before you screw it into your wooden post. Because this is a square, which means there's no guarantee the square will line up where you want it. With the round one, it doesn't matter because it's symmetric on the radial axis. This isn't. So if you want a square face facing your driveway and you want all these to line up the right way, you're going to have to put them down like this and mark the hole. You know, mark 2 of the holes and then take it off and screw it in. But also, you're going to want to make sure your little solar panel faces roughly south so that it gets enough light to at least light up for a few hours each night. But I think that's going to be pretty cool to do that, to put one of those little solar lights inside the bottom here so that this thing lights up. I just think that would be pretty cool. Huh? It is. It's threaded. Yeah, this screws right into this here. It just threads right in. But the thing is If you want it like this and your threads happen to end up like this, you know, so you're gonna have to make sure you adjust the base so that when the threads tighten, this ends up facing the right way. But yeah, this is all threaded. There's threads in here, and that's threaded. And then of course this will be compatible with this mount as well. So you'll be able to screw this into this and then mount this to like the side of a post, for example. If for some reason you don't want to mount it at the top. Now here's the real neat thing I came up with, was figuring out how to do this. So in order to make this print stable, where it doesn't tend to warp on me, it needs to have a wider base. And hey, 3D Medic. So I made this wavy pattern on the inside that has no right angles. It's smooth. Took a while to figure that out. Once I figured it out, it wasn't that hard to do. But I created this wavy pattern on the inside, and the thickness is 5 millimeters here, but only 1.5 millimeters here. So this wave fuses with the smooth outside wall, and that gives you your structural integrity. So this prints properly, and it prints standing up like this without a problem, no warping. And also because it's curved, it's smooth. There's no right angles. There's no ribs. It doesn't distort the light in a weird way. So you still end up with that smooth outside like this. You know, what you're seeing here is where the two layers touch. That's the 4 lines you're seeing there. And that also let me maintain the integrity of my corners so they stay nice and rounded. And to do this one, I did need a rib here. I offset the rib so it's not exactly on the corner. This way you still have that nice curve. And then, if you look carefully, yeah, see it? It's a zigzag. This should eliminate the problem where sometimes my vase mode prints will split because the walls don't fuse properly where they touch. Well, now, the reason that happens is because you have this. You have the walls that are trying to fuse like this. Well, if I make the walls like this, well, now these two also touch these two down here. And so you get better fusion. Even if it misses, even if the walls miss side to side, they're going to get the layer on the top and the bottom because they're angled. That's why on this design here, I had to redesign this. Because this, in order to make this print vase mode, this is a double wall with an opening here and an opening here. And they fuse. The problem is when it's really cold, let's see if I can break one. Oh, this one's pretty good. Sometimes, depending on how you print them, this will split. And so on the new model, this is angled. The cut is angled. This way it's fusing on 4 sides instead of just 2 sides. So I did that same thing with this, and I made the little cut there. I made it a zigzag, and it works great. You can actually see that in the here. See that little zigzag pattern there? Yeah, that's my cut right there. It's just a little zigzag going through it, and that eliminates that problem. Now, if you want, the only problem with doing a double wall like this is that it's going to be hard to impossible to get the optical clarity. You have visual clarity, you know, light clarity. You know, light's going to shine through this nicely without too much focus distortion. It's going to be smoother, so it lights up nice and evenly, and without this being bubbly. But the to get optical clarity, you have to eliminate the layers, and to do that, you have to fill the layers with a clear coat, and that's going to be much harder with this one because now you have 4 surfaces that have to be filled. 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, the other side of these two surfaces here. Okay, so if you want to try it, I'll upload both so you can print just a single wall if you want. If you want that optical clarity for some reason, some people do. You can attempt that. Print it a single wall, see if you get it to print straight enough, and then just keep clear coating the inside and the outside until it's smooth, and that'll get you that'll get you pretty close to your optical clarity. But then, hey, don't you dare. So it's basically 4 plates plus this, which you can actually print with one of the plates. So you should be able to fit all this on 4 plates. You know, bottom, top, lens, and then all the links. I just dropped it. Hey, SPC. Hi, baby. Okay. And of course, assembly is stupidly easy. See, that slot right there, that will fit this. Just gonna wiggle it until it fits all the way in. There we go. And then after you install all your lights, that sits up here, and that installs. And what I found is that these tend to wiggle a little bit. So what I do is I stuff it through the bottom like this. You just wiggle it until you pop it through the top like that. Then you thread it. Are you kidding me? You know better than that, Michelle. Michelle, I'm on my stream. Yes, I did. All right, bye. Okay. Well, I'm not going to call you. I'm going to text you. All right. All right. Email. Actually, I say email. All right. Bye. um, actually, I might not need to lengthen them. They seem to be popping through pretty good now. Maybe just being compressed overnight allowed it to fit nice. So I don't think I need to lengthen those. That actually looks good to me. Yeah, they just slide in. Oh, that one's short. Wonder why that one's shorter. They should all be the same. There she is. Yeah, see, that one's popping threads, which I don't like. So I think I am going to make them 5 millimeters longer. But there you go. It assembles. And then you choose whatever mounting method you want. And that threads in the bottom. I actually never tried to do this with the pegs on. Oh, that does not want to go on. Oh shit, this one's in the way. Okay, that one don't fit. It should fit though. Why? How could that one be closer? I screwed something up. Because that one doesn't want to go on. Okay, so that's something I'm going to have to fix. I got to move these out a little bit. They're a wee bit too close. I don't want to change this because I want you to be able to use the same mount for all the lights. But yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm very pleased with that. I can't wait to print some inserts to try to fit some inserts in there. Oh, some deals I found. Besides that phone case was about $8 on Temu. Check this out. Got a set of clippers. And they have a screen. See how much power's left. They're USB-C and they even got a little hook. It's just a pair of standard clippers. $5. $4.70. I got a red set for Logan. So it'll be a Christmas gift. I got him a set of these that's in red. I got the pink one. But yeah, I mean, they're definitely cheap, but they're not horrible. And, you know, you could definitely tell the components are pushing their limits. You know, this is actually pretty good cut, but you can hear either the motor or the battery is slightly underpowered. Like every now and then you'll hear it struggle for a bit, but for $5 freaking. Hello. Yeah. That's ridiculous. And someone finally made AC inverter that has USB-C bidirectional for the DeWalt batteries. It's not perfect. It's only 150 watt instead of the 200 watt, which is annoying. And these two, the C and the A port, are 18 watts, and this port is a little weird. It's 45 watt in, 65 watt out. So it can provide 65 watts of power from the USB-C bidirectional, but when you plug it into charge, it's limited to 45 watts, which is not bad. That's fine. What is it? H2C announcement? H2C. Vortex hot end change system. Oh, it's a tool changer? Huh. I mean, this looks like it has 6 connections here. I mean, I see 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For the past 3 years, we've been working on a cleaner, more effective.
Was that an out-of-time license plate? I think that was an out-of-time license plate. Ew, cat. Ew. My cat's puking. Hairball. I could probably get away with playing the audio from this.
Purging the printer is like washing a paintbrush between colors. You clean it every time so one color doesn't contaminate the next. So, how do you eliminate this tedious step? Use multiple brushes, each with a dedicated color. Sounds simple, but with 3D printing, which part is equivalent to the brush? The nozzle? The tool head? The entire gantry? Some put multiple tool heads on a shared gantry to avoid disconnections, sacrificing space for greater stability. Others squeeze more nozzles in the tool head. More compact overall, but prints right at the source. We call it
It is
the
out of time.
Vortex hot end change system.
Yeah, that's it. You already have a swappable hot end.
Hot end swap solutions. We avoided using cables or pogo pins that easily wear out when the hot end is swapped thousands of times in a single print. Instead, A built-in chip syncs with the printer wirelessly to transmit power and real-time data like temperature, filament type, and so on. Without compromising efficiency, the nozzle heats by induction in just 8 seconds.
Oh!
VorTech is our epilogue to the imperfections of X1. It's our first attempt to solve the problem of purge.
Okay, that's ingenious.
And we couldn't be more eager to share it with you in an exciting new launch later this year.
Oh man, if only I can get them to send me one of these. But that'll never happen. I've been wondering why they haven't done that sooner. I mean, they already have the Oh, I'm an idiot. You guys never saw any of that. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it from the beginning this time. But yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Why don't they just swap the hot end? They already have a removable hot end. Using wireless to transmit data and induction for the heating is pretty ingenious, actually.
For the past 3 years, we've been working on a cleaner, more effective way to handle multicolor prints. In 2022, we launched the X1 series, a democratized multicolor 3D printing forever, making it more accessible to seasoned users and newcomers alike.
That's not exactly true. You didn't democratize. You're in the process of locking it down.
The rainbow. But this came at the cost of purge. Those little noodles of regret that get spat out with every print. It's wasteful, it's time-consuming, and it's a problem that plagues every player in the industry. Right at the source. We call it the VorTech Hot End Change System. It's one of the first induction-heated, fully automated hot end swap solutions. We avoided using cables or pogo pins that easily wear out when the hot end is swapped thousands of times in a single print. Instead, a built-in chip syncs with the printer wirelessly to transmit power and real-time data like temperature, filament type, and so on.
That's ingenious. Basically a wireless CAN bus.
Efficiency, the nozzle heats by induction in just 8 seconds. VorTech is our epilogue to the imperfections of X1. It's our first attempt to solve the problem of purge. And we couldn't be more eager to share it with you in an exciting new launch later this year.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I just hope it has a decent build volume. You know, don't go back to the 256. Stick with the 320. Yeah, it's probably going to be pricey. That's actually pretty cheap if you think about it. What do current tool changers cost? What, $6,000? So they're probably going to do it for, at least half the price of the competition. Let's just hope they stick with a big build volume. Well, the gantry is probably going to take some space, not the gantry, the tool change assembly. But that's actually something I never considered, is that when you print multicolor like that, you're going to have a lot of connect disconnect, connect disconnect, connect disconnect as you plug in the hot ends, and it would eventually wear out. Well, 270 cubed is at least bigger than 200. I just want, bigger than that 220 or 250 that we typically see. Although, with the removal of the need for such extenuous purge, um, it's not as big a problem. A small form factor is not as big a deal if you don't have the source. Okay, so one of the whole reasons for the larger build volume, part of it is because I like printing things bigger, but also part of it is I don't want to print, something little like this and have waste that's 300% of what I'm printing. And so a bigger print volume allows you to print more of the same thing at the same time, which the waste is based on the tool changes, not on the iterations. So printing one multicolor object, takes the same number of purges and waste as printing 10 multicolor objects, because even though you have to print 10, you don't have to tool change 10 times. You tool change once and then you print the 10. So the more items you can print, the the more the waste is amortized across all the different prints that you're using. And also, it'll also be really good for because I want to. This could be strange, but I want to put a 0.2 millimeter nozzle on it, because with a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, you can do things like print jewelry, necklaces, pendants, earrings, small charms, things like that, with much higher detail. For example, things like this are becoming popular because the multicolored printers make printing things like giblets easy, or relatively easy. Um, so being able to eliminate that waste will also allow you to take advantage of the nicer, more expensive filaments, like protopasta filament and stuff like that, where you don't really want to do multicolor because it's $50 a kilo and you're going to waste, $50 in plastic to make a $10 part. So yeah, the tool changer is the future. That's ingenious, the idea of using the wireless though to eliminate the wear and tear. Huh. That's a really good idea. And what I hope they do, I'm gonna send them a message and tell them this while they're still developing it. They need to make sure that the coil for the gantry side is a discrete component, meaning a simple plug and play. Okay, that wore out, you remove it, single screw, put the new one in, and you're done. You plug it in. Because there is probably also going to be electromagnetic wear and tear. Um, when you have a wireless connection, you're going to have a heat dissipation that occurs. Obviously, with data comms only, the heat dissipation is not as great, but you're still going to have that, and it's going to be happening, tens of thousands of times per print. So there is the possibility. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm guessing here, but I think there might be the possibility that you know, how many times can I use my NFC before it wears out? Probably longer than the heat death of the universe at the rate that I use it. Now do it 10,000 times a print. Now suddenly the wear of the NFC is a concern. How many times can you do it? When you're doing it a few thousand times over its lifespan, it's irrelevant. But when you're doing it, 10, 20, 30,000 times per print or per week or whatever, suddenly that could become an issue. And so it would be nice if they thought ahead and made that component, that discrete component, replaceable, like they do with better quality phones, where the charging port board is a discrete daughter board inside the phone. So you can replace just that little board that has the USB-C socket on it. And you don't have to worry about the wireless components on the nozzle side because that's consumable. The nozzle is a consumable item. So when you buy a new nozzle hot end unit, you get a new chip with it and everything. So that's not a problem. Very cool. I actually also like the idea that they have, you said it's going to be a 6+1. So it's going to have a dual head like the H2 has. So one fixed nozzle and then the 6 changing nozzles. I think that's also a good idea too, because that eliminates the problem with flexibles, and also makes it much more efficient when you're using soluble support, because you just pop back and forth. So that's a good idea. So theoretically, you could have 25 colors simultaneously. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Mm. Let's design that insert. So what do I want to make any more changes to this? Yeah, I think I want to make these a hair longer. How big are these? 216, so I do have room to make them longer. Okay. So we grab this and go -5. Let's go -4. That's wrong. Oh, it's here. 5. Oh, sorry. And then we take this and extend it. 201, 201. There we go. So we make that 5 millimeters bigger. I hate that it defaults to multicolor now. I like multicolor, but it should be optional. Most of the time, I don't want it, and so it's really annoying. That's weird. Huh. I made it longer than I needed to. How the hell did that happen? Really? Come on. Well, you gotta watch it. Tinkercad can be sneaky with its little quirks. We are now 222. We can rotate a little bit to get below 220 if we need to. Okay, there we go. And that's smooth. Right. Control D. You go there, there, and there. Okay. Now we take this. Really? That's what you're gonna do? Wanker. Let's see how big that is. 182 by 222, good. Okay. I did want to try to modify this a little bit. Okay. First, let's do my little trick to make this easier for me. And hide everything. There it goes. Let's hide all of you. Now these are separate. Nope, they're all together. Guess I need to hide this too. That is not what I wanted you to do. It's a multicolor print. I hate that. See, I hate that so much because I didn't know those were still bonded together because the damn thing was in 2 different colors. Really, really annoying. Hide all of you. See, this is one object. Huh? What did I separate? Oh, that's separated. Hide that. Split you again. Okay, now we're separate. Okay. These should be separate sets. Yes. Okay. So I should be able to align these. There. And this is going to be approximate. Because of the way the shapes work, but it should, this doesn't need to be super precise. All I need to do is to nip off a little bit of the nubs because they're just a little bit tighter than they need to be. That's enough. So control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we take this and this. We align on this one here and here. And we take this one, we align on this. Okay. Stick one over there. Stick one over there. Stick one over there. I have the screen showing, right? Yes. They're just a little tight, so I want to loosen them just a tiny bit. If I'm in here editing, I might as well make a tweak. That was bad. Yep. There. Okay. Now, do you see how annoying that is? I did this, and it selected only the disc. It didn't select the ring, because this ring wasn't part of my selection. And yet, sometimes I'll select something, and it'll pick something off the screen. Yeah, I have a screen showing, don't I? Yeah. Then we join this all back together again. Let's turn off the multicolor crap. Okay, bring everything back. Now I need to make another modification to this. So select all this, except that. Hide. Okay. Because one of the problems I ran into is this slip here is a little bit too thin. I actually only printed 2 layers, and it should have been 3, but I want to make it 4. And that should be as simple as moving this. Why won't you move? Thank you. So there it is, 0.3. And that should give me 1.2 millimeters or 4 layers. So that'll make this here just a little bit thicker. Because one of them I pushed too hard and I punched it out. And so I want to avoid that by making it strong. So now it'll be 4 layers instead of 3. Anything else I want to change while I'm here? Drop, 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 drop. I can't think of anything else. All right, let's start bringing it back. Oh, I got to change this too. Let's grab all this and hide it. Now, can I mass merge this, or is that going to break it? Nope, I don't think it'll break it. Oh, I got to spread these out. Okay, so let's take all of this, except for these, and merge. Oh, I finally figured out why my lines were not appearing in Simplify 3D. You know, for my first layer, basically vase print kind of deal, and it was because I didn't make lines. The cuts were sitting on top of the surface, but they intersected just enough that Tinkercad gave me a line, but that wasn't actually there. So when I sliced it, it wasn't there. I had to put it 0.3 in. That was my fault. Oops. um, okay. So these need to move out a little bit. How much room do I have? I think I have enough room. I mean, 2 millimeters is probably enough. Also, they weren't centered again. Something wasn't centered. Like the distances looked off. Is it just me, or does this distance here look bigger than this, or smaller than this distance here? This looks bigger. I'd swear that was bigger. Okay. Let's do this. Let's get rid of the stupid multicolor again. So now I should be able to do this and align. Yeah, see, it's not aligned. Let's see which way it moves. Yep, I was right. This was smaller, this was bigger. Huh. I wonder how that got shifted. All right, how big is this? It is 110.2. How about this pair? 110.2. Now let's see if it's aligned this way. And that one was off by a little bit too. How did they get off center? That is so weird. That shouldn't even be possible. We'll take this two and these two. Line. That's off by a little bit too. Look at that. So these were all off-centered a little bit. I screwed up some point. I must have messed up when I created them. Something, I didn't rotate them cleanly or something. Okay. Line. Yeah, just a little bit. And now they're centered properly. Okay. Now I need to move them a little bit. So we are aligned for this one. Let's unjoin. Unjoin. So we're going to move them. I think 2 millimeters should be enough. You can't use the snap grid option when you do this because it snaps it to the nearest grid point and then moves it the amount you told it to. So it's very important that you don't accidentally do that. So you have to actually punch it in. So this is the relative motion. So you have to actually punch a number in. Otherwise, you'll get an uneven move unless you happen to already be on the grid. Okay. All right, how much space do I have here? I want at least 4 perimeters. Okay. Damn you. there. And we are off the screen again. 3.26. That is barely enough to be 4 perimeters. 3.26. That's just enough that it's going to be. So this will have 2 walls and that'll have 2 walls. Okay. Okay. Let's join these back together again. And then I need to duplicate these because we have to redo the ones on the bottom. Now I should be able to join these. And that should complete our model. Are you going to go away or are you going to just take a long time? I think it sees it as one object. There it goes. See, for some reason, it usually shows up red when it's still working. It didn't do that this time. Okay, take all this. All right. Hide all of you. Let's hide you. First things first, let's make sure these are lined up. On this one, they are. Okay. Now I can hide you. Now we can take you and split you apart. There it goes. Take this, delete these, grab the new ones, and now the top and bottom will be lined up. Got to make sure we still intersect. Yes, we do. All of our intersects look good. Oh, I also need to create intersects for this. So this is going to go here. Zero 0.02. Okay. We got to drop you. Negative 0.3. Okay. All right. I'll take this and this, align on this. Of course, I can't see it because it's over here. Now it's centered. Now I can just take this and Control D it and bring it over here. That works. Close enough. And we're going to join. Control D. Rotate 90 degrees. Let's make sure they both intersect. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now we take this. Is going to join with this one and this one, since this is our snake trail. Okay. Anything else? I wonder if simply opening the top of this, I wonder if that would be enough. Could it be? I mean, it wouldn't get perfect sunlight, but it might get enough to run for a few hours. That would definitely be the easiest solution by far. I think I'm going to try it. Let's take all this, but not this. Okay, there's the threading. Is this just a cylinder? Yeah, it's just a cylinder. Yeah. Let's see if it fits. Oh, nubbin fell off. Oh, that's right, it didn't fit. I gotta screw all these on because the cat will start playing with them. He likes playing with the little balls. Yeah, that's definitely a bit on the too tight side. Now, here's my idea. What if I just had this poke right through there like that? So there's a hole here to expose that solar panel to light. It's not going to get perfect illumination. And then the other problem is, will the other 9 lights cause this one to turn off? Because the other 9 might be bright enough to make this turn off. But yeah, that's an interesting idea. Can I just do that? Can I have that thing fit right in there like that? And would there be enough room for the threads? Yeah, oh yeah. That cleanly fits in there. Oh, this is the old one that wasn't vase mode. But yeah, that cleanly fits in the center there. Okay. So when this screws on, it'll be going around this piece here and it won't interfere. But this way, as you can see, the light lights up. Well, you probably can't see. See how it lights up? It makes the base light up. I just like that idea. I just really, really like that. So I think I'm going to do that. Okay. Oh yeah, this is all bent up. You can see it's really digging into the plastic there. So yeah, I'm glad I opened that up a little bit. Okay. What do I want to do? I think I need to just delete this. I need to unjoin this again. do a select everything except this. There we go. All right. Where'd you come from? You should not be separate pieces. Oh well. Okay. Let's get rid of all of you again. Clean up the workspace a little bit. Need to split this. Split this. Split this. There we go. Let's see, Control D. Okay. All right. There's one. And I also need to let's hide this temporarily. Nope. Okay. No, it's not what I want to do. I gotta bring it all back. Okay. There's no. It's annoying that there's no way to undo a hide. So if I accidentally hide something, I gotta unhide everything. It's not that big a deal. Okay. I should be able to just select all this and join it with this. There we go. Now I need to select this. I screwed that up a little bit, but I can fix it. Duplicate this. There we go. Now we rejoin this. Okay. Now we take this, we unjoin that. Okay. There, I need these two pieces. All the way down here. Now you can go away. All right, now how do I do this? I think I know how. All right, think. How do I want to do this? I think I need to make this a solid. I need to separate these. Correct. This one needs to go here. Drop. And then shove it up inside a little bit. This one needs to go on this side. Drop, and then lift it up. 36912, 1.2, 0.2, like that. Okay. Okay, is this already dropped? Yes. So I can take this and drag it down like this. Grab these, join them. That gets me my cutout tool, which will have the appropriate insert. Okay. Good. Now we take this, drop it, turn this back into a hole, join it. There we go. So that's the cavity where the threading will fit. That didn't go all the way through. That's bad. So unjoin. I see what I did wrong. Okay. Let's get you out of the way again. Oh. I need to duplicate this. Control D. Take you, and you. Join. That takes care of that. Now we take this, turn it into a hole. But we can't. Did I not switch? Oh, how the hell did I do that? When did I do that? Oh, when I was showing you guys this. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Now we bring this back onto the plane. Now we join this. There. Oh, that's a problem. That can't be printed like this. That will be a failed print. What the hell? Oh, it didn't go all the way through. How did I screwed that up somehow. This part is supposed to be a hole. Oh, the problem is printing it. This is not going to be printable. Unless I bevel it. All right, think. How do I solve this? Well, this is going to be the top, so that's not a problem. Yeah. Oh, okay. Why isn't that going through? Yeah, that's a hole. It's an alignment issue. Okay, I know what to do. Oh. Okay, let's see here. God damn bugs. A hole in a hole equals not a hole. That's why. It should be 2 here, right? Yes. Okay, so Control D with this, join. Okay, drop. Now we take this, and we cut a hole in that. Now that has the appropriate hole. No, it doesn't. Or it just didn't appear yet. What the hell? Yeah. This and this. Join. There it goes. Okay, so that has the appropriate hole going through it. Now we need to work on this. And I screwed it up again. Control D. There it goes. Okay, I don't need you. Okay. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. We need to hide you temporarily. Because that's not dropped, is it? No, it's not. It's raised up a little. It's dropped a little bit. Okay. I'll have to remember that. All right. This is 4899 by. See, why does it do that? This is a 49 millimeter cylinder, and yet Tinkercad just chose to make it 48.99. It's not. It's 49. Let's put a work plane here. Let's put one of these here. Let's increase the number of sides. Well, we don't need that many. Unnecessarily complex. Center on you. There. And there. Okay. All right. Base. How many sides does this have? What? This is a composite? Oh, it is. This doesn't need that many. 48. Okay. That will allow those to line up nicely. Okay. What I need to do is to make this line up with that. That'll work. Join. What the fuck? Oh, it joined with something else. There we go. Drop. How did that happen? Oh. Then we need to bring it down. Negative 0.1. Okay. That should do it. Do that. How did I screw that up? Why didn't that work? Oh, duh. Drop until you poke through. That's what I want. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. How do I fix that? It might be easier to put the lamp in the base. No, that won't work either. What would solve this is if I could print this in this orientation. But these bridges won't work correctly if I do that. They become a pretty serious problem. And this will be prone to warping. Unless I could invert this and insert it from below. That would solve a lot of the problems. That actually would solve a lot of the problems. Yeah, that would solve a lot of my problems, wouldn't it? Okay. Yeah, that would solve a lot of the problems. Let's move this out of the way. Let's bring this up here. Yeah, that would solve a lot of my problems. Let's try that. Don't need that. This way. Then drop this negative 1.2. Do that. Take this and join them. Okay. Think about this. Think about this. Yeah, I think this will work. Do that. Okay, that creates an insert for the light. I think I still need to do this. Except I need to be all the way through. No, I need to make this bigger. Because I want to leave some of this here. I think I know what I need to do. I need to undo this. Take this, drop it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, we are on the work plane. Okay, take this, drop it, and lower it by negative 0.1. Okay. Hold. Okay. So if you take this and join it with this, I need to, wait a minute. Do I already have the hole in this? No. So we take this, Control D, join it with this, then join this with this, turn this into a hole, then join this. Too thin. Okay. So I do need to adjust the size of that hole. Okay, so this needs to be adjusted. That is not what I asked you to do. Okay, so take this. Okay, so I don't need this at all. This is not needed. Okay. This just needs to punch through all the way. Yes. So this is 49. I want 4 perimeters. So that's 8, 16, 24, 32, 3.2. 2 sides, 6.4. So this needs to be 45.4. So 46. 56. Okay, and join. Yeah, this'll work. Come on, it's not that complicated. It's just a cylinder inside the part. Just join the damn things. Why is this taking so long? There it goes. Drop you down. Negative 0.1. Turn you into a hole. Yes, I think that's going to work. Now, the real question, will that be enough space? I might have to make that thinner. Because that's really pushing it. It looks like it should be enough space. I think I'm going to make it smaller. Because the reality is this doesn't need to be that strong. It's just going to be holding. Let's make it 54.5. That'll still be 3 walls. Hey, Cyberbob. Drop. Give me down. Okay. 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 What the hell is that? Do I have something weird going on in there? No, looks good. Yeah, that looks fine. And this lip doesn't have to be that big. Okay. Yeah. Maximize the amount of light that gets in there. Okay. Now, I bring this up. Uh-oh. Can't have that. Okay. Can I get rid of that easily? Yes. There we go. There. I have my compression dimples to squeeze the light in place. So I just pop a solar light in here. That'll light up the post. Now, how well it'll light up the post will depend on how much sunlight this gets, because obviously when the sun is directly overhead, it's not going to get much light, because this is going to be inside the light fixture. But it'll eliminate you having to take anything apart. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to the old way, and you'll have to take apart the solar panel and put the panel on the outside here. But I'd like to try this first, because that might be enough. The way I see it, if it lights up for 3 or 4 hours each night, that's plenty. These will light up all day, all night, I mean. But if this one, if I can get just 3 or 4 hours out of it, I'd be okay with that. The big question is, will this, will this, go. And that completes my trace. Okay. That should print okay. I guess we'll find out if it fits in there. Okay. So technically it'll be a 10 light fixture now. All right. Did I forget to do the other part? I think I did. Yep, I never did that one. So I still have to do that one. So Control D, pick you up, rotate you. Join. Align. Still align there. Still align there. Control D. Rotate. You and you. Join with you. Join. There. Okay. Updates I've made. These are now properly centered. I've spaced them out a little bit more. I do have enough meat for 4 perimeters. I've adjusted the friction tabs so that it doesn't squeeze the lights quite as hard. I have added the cutouts to include these into my perimeter. That'll make the slice more efficient too. I've done the same thing to this one. I've recentered the posts. They should not interfere with this now. And I added a 10th light socket down here in order to light up the post mount. I've also lengthened these 5 millimeters. And that eliminates having to shorten this. How tall is this, by the way? 160. And this should be 140. No, that's 160. Oh, that's wrong. No, it's the same as this. Okay. But I can just adjust this. As long as I do not modify the groove and this light height, I should be able to make these universal for all my light fixtures. And if you guys can think of any more of these kind of shapes, send me a link if you know of a downloadable Thingiverse, printables, Maker World, whatever, something like this that I can add to the top of the nuts to make them pretty. But just it has to be something that doesn't require support. I don't want to deal with support, so if you can think of something neat I can add to this. Although if I could print it sideways, support's okay. I can always just put a hole in the top of this, so I can make like one of those little filigree things that they have on different lanterns. I can just print that sideways, then stick it in a hole. So that works too. Okay. Let's get this situated. What we're going to do is rotate this, turn this a different color, then take these two, align you here, grab the pink one, delete it. There. Okay. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Okay. Now these I do want to keep separate because I want to use different print settings for both. All right. What did I call these? STL. I think I'm going to get rid of the square, just call it 9 light. That'll make the file name shorter. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I never saved the factory file for that? Is it still in here? No. That sucks. That's annoying. That's not that hard to redo it. Okay. So let's just get rid of all this. The only one I didn't modify is the lens. I also didn't modify the knobs. I also didn't modify the bishop. So links, top, bottom. That's it. Okay, so delete those. Okay. These are misspelled. Okay. Let's now export parts. Nine light top. Export. Oh. For some reason, these are capital letters. That's why they're moving. Okay. Yeah. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Boy. Come on. Download the model. Hate when it makes me wait. Right. So there's the knobs. I need the links. Rods. Oh, there it goes. Finally. Okay, so this. Did I add the line? Yes, I did. Rotate this 180. BOT. Export. Okay. All right. This one is rods. Okay. I hate that these are all called 3D model file. I don't want them to be called 3D model file. I want them, you know, I guess it doesn't matter. It's still recognized that there's different type. No, it's not, see? I want the STLs grouped together, the G codes grouped together, and the factory files grouped together. And I think part of the problem is they're all called 3D model file. Yeah, see, it's not recognizing, it's just sorting them by name because it thinks they're all the same. Okay. That's why I usually end up creating those stupid folders. So we have the lens, we have the knobs, we have the rods, we have the top, we have the bottom. Okay, and we have the Zia. I'll make more of those later. Okay, so that's done for now. All right. Let's bring in the top factory file. Get rid of you. Bring in the new top. What? Okay, so something went wrong when I exported the file. Top. There it goes. Okay. Oops. Nonlight top. Okay. So zone 1 is going to be 1.2. Oh, no, it's not. Layer. Okay. Is this where I increase the infill? Yes. Let's also lower the layer height and lower the speed. Let's go down to 5 cubic millimeters. Layer. We're already down to 0.2. Let's go 5 layers. Speeds. Let's go down to 5 as well. Okay. Select all. Okay. I hope I didn't take away too much of the dimples. Looks like I took away a lot of the dimples. I might have taken away too much. Okay. Only added an hour, that's fine. Okay, here's our first layer. The 4 holes are included. Perfect. That really is perfect. Well, close to perfect. This should actually be 4, not 3, but that's okay. And our snake trail is formed. Okay. Save factory file. This is going to be the top. Export. Top. Okay. Remove. Bottom. Right. I believe the same setting should work. I don't like that at all. Oh, I know why I did that. That's more like it. What I should really do is increase the number of perimeters right there, but that would take a long time. Good. Good. Oh, that's not right. That's right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We need more bottom layers, I think. Well, we still have an issue right there. Oh, no, it does it. I don't know why it's doing that, but okay, I could live with that. How many perimeters do we have here? We have 4 perimeters. Good. I'm okay with that. So these are using single extrusion. See how they're squished together? But I got 4 solid perimeters there, which means that should be strong enough. What I'm worried about is when the wind blows, I'm worried about this snapping off. This part won't, but this part might. Good. That's an awful lot of plastic, though. That's way more plastic. It's not that much more. This is too thick. To do this right, I need to bring this down. That's why it's requiring so many bottom layers. Let's do it right. Let's get it fixed. It's a pretty easy fix, all things considered. I can even munge it by doing a little trickery in here. In fact, I believe it's 49. Why is it always off the edge? 49. Now what I need to do is drop and lift it by 9. I should do 4. Why won't you lift one more? 1.2. In fact, this is not going to be under stress. I'm going to do this 0.9 and just do 3 bottom layers for efficiency's sake. Okay, so we do this and this and join. Those are glitchy. I don't care. It's not going to show up. All right. BOT. Come on, come on, come on. Thank you. Downloads. Yes. That updated. Good. This now only needs 3 bottom layers. That'll save a ton of plastic. Probably about a half an hour. Yep. Saved half an hour. Good. Good. That's what I want. And this is G-code bottom. File, save factory file. Bottom. Okay. Looks good to me. All right, now let's do the links. Delete all this, delete this, add LQ5 Pro. We'll figure this out later. 1.0. We want rods and knobs. Okay. Put you there. We gotta make sure we don't touch. Okay. Then we group them, center them. Okay. All right. We add another process. We're going to select just the links. Rods, I mean. 1181. 0.3 millimeter is fine. No top, no bottom. 2 perimeters. Infill is going to be 25%. Okay. Knobs. 181.3. Let's do 2 top layers, 3 bottom layers, 2 perimeters, infill 25%. Okay. Did I set the model right? Nope. There we go. I'll call you back after my stream. I'll call you back after my stream. All right, bye. Okay. That's way too much infill. Let's do 12%. That's okay. All right. 135 grams. Okay, so there's our 8 knobs and our 8 rods, or four rods. Okay. And this is going to be called links. Links. Save factory file as links. Okay. That should be it. Since I already built the one, I'm pretty sure this is sound, so I'm going to upload this. Okay. Let's get STL separate. Let's get the G code and the factory files as an upload. Let's see, 7-zip. Add to archive. 9 light square. Why does it still say 9 light square? Oh, because it's the name of the folder. G code and factory. Okay. Okay. We also have a picture. I'll leave the kitties in the picture. Because why not? I like my cats. Resize. 800. Should be plenty. Let's do 800 high. Okay. File. Okay. This way you guys can try printing this, since now I'm pretty certain it's going to work fine. The first one was almost perfect. The only thing I'm in doubt is this, but that should be enough space. Let's put it on printables. Really? You're gonna make me log in again? Like, why log me out? Just stop logging me out. It's always gonna require this. Upload a model. Okay. Let's do you. Oh, come on. I want to keep it simple for now. Household, outdoor and garden. Original model. Nine light lantern. We're going to call it attribution, share alike. Yes. Well, no, no commercial use. You can sell printed copies, but not the files. Files are mine. Okay. Okay. Let's publish. Oh, my kitties. There you go. You guys can print this now. The only thing I have not test fit is to make sure I have clearance for the post mount on the bottom, and which should be fine, and to test fit the little emblem that you can install into the notches. I haven't test fitted that, but that's an easy fix. If not, it's just you only have to modify the one file. So this should be good to go. Okay, let's go to the chat here. Paste. There's the link. And I will add that link to the description. Let's see. What do I have to do here? Oh, it's because I have this there. Edit. Now it's part of the description, and you guys can print away. You should be able to build one of these for less than 20 bucks. A kilogram of filament is enough. Well, maybe just slightly over a kilogram. I do it in 3 colors. So I print, let's fix this, bring everything back. So what I do is I print the top and the bottom in one color. I print the links and knobs in a contrasting color. And then obviously I print this in transparent. And just make sure either use the G-code and factory files I included, or for instructions, I'll add to this later because I got to get out of here. But you want to make sure you print at least 4 bottom layers for the top, 3 bottom layers for the bottom piece. You could use really light infill to start and then switch to higher infill at the top to support these top layers. Adjust as you see fit. You can print this with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. It's going to be a very long print with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. If you want to make it durable, I would make sure your wall thickness is at least 1.6 millimeters. So on a 0.4, that means 4 perimeters. Yes. This I was working on the week before, candy dispenser last week. So while I was working on the candy dispenser, I was printing this. And so now, of course, now that I have it printed, we are, looking over the print and making whatever. Did you get it, baby? I thought you caught a mouse. So while this was printing go away. Yes. This was printing while we were working on the other model, the candy dispenser model. And then, so now, of course, now that this is printed, now I'm showing it to you. And we're making whatever corrections are needed to finish the file. So this is the update for the 9-light lantern from 3 weeks ago, where we make the little corrections and little adjustments that needed. Like the lights fit a little tight, so we fixed that, and the rods weren't quite aligned correctly, so one of them interfered with this being installed on the bottom. This is your mount. It's all threads together. Where's that rod? There it is. Get at least one of these installed so I can hold this without it falling apart on me. But yeah, this will then, like that. So there's your mount. And then I decided to make another change to, I'm going to make this mount about twice as big. And I'm going to make it so that a light will be inside here. And it'll have a hole on the inside here. Whether or not it'll get enough sunlight, we'll find out. But it'll look pretty neat to see the post light up too. So technically, I guess it's a 10 light. I'm going to stick this outside while I leave and let it charge up good and hot and see how it goes. And go from there. The candy dispenser will be the next thing I print. I'm probably going to print another one of these to make sure this is all good. And then I'll go to printing the candy dispenser. There we go. So that's the final product there. So I gotta put that light. That light goes back in here. Go. So just friction fits in there like that. So now this will have 9 lights lighting up at night. I like this one. I like it a lot. I want to try the 7 circle one too, because I really like the round lamps. Now the other cool thing is all those I made the track 5 millimeters for a reason, because not only does that allow me to print thicker, but also all those fancy Chinese and Korean and the screen inserts for lanterns. Well, you can scale and print those to fit in here. So you can completely change the look of this entirely based on what you want. And I'm hoping to develop an entire ecosystem around this kind of thing, to where if you want to make these kind of mods and changes and stuff like that. That's just your basic light up lantern kind of deal. But I like the idea of making everything work on the 97-cent LED lights because they're easy and they're cheap. So you're gonna need about a kilogram of plastic to print it, maybe a little bit more than it, about probably about 1.2, 1.3 kilograms. But basically you're gonna need about 3/4 of a kilogram to print the 2 parts, another 200 or 300 grams to print this, and then about 150 grams to print the rods and this and the base. And so just use contrasting colors. The only one that's special is this one. You want that to be transparent, clear plastic. Although you can use other transparent plastic, but you'll just have a permanently colored light. Yeah. So it's uploaded. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description. So you can print it out. I'd love to see what you print out. I'm also going to work on, I really like the round lantern a lot. I want to work on adding my little add-ons to this. And then I noticed that the plastic keeps the curve. Once it's been in here for a while, it maintains the curve. So I want to also design a print that you can print out to slot these things into. Push it in and then let it sit for a couple of days to form the curve to make it easier to assemble. But it'll also allow you to theoretically add a curve to your insert. So like if you put a logo on here, a holiday decoration, it'll curve to match this curve. It'll look a whole lot better that way. So I'm going to design a little like mold. You can just slide your part in, just let it sit for a few days until the plastic reshapes to that new shape, and then pop it right in. But the same thing with this. Theoretically, we should be able to print out all those other different patterns and slide them into here as an insert to change the design of this, because this is my favorite by far. So I want to do this with the 7 lights and see how much brighter it is than a single one of these or 3 of these. And because the biggest problem I have with these is they look really nice. Those bulbs look really nice, but they never run all night. They very rarely run all night. The sunlight has to be perfect all day for these to run all night. While these, they run very well. Even when you get poor light, they tend to run most of the night. So even though I really like the filament bulb style of those, I like how easy, cheap, and simple this is. Because I mean, you're going to spend about $15 in filament, $10 to $15 in filament, and $9 for the 9 lights. That's it. And then the nice thing is, if these ever fail or they stop working, these are actually disassemblable and you can replace the batteries in them, but it's usually not worth it because the batteries usually cost more than the whole entire lamp. So you just go to Walmart and you order more of these and you pop these out and pop the new ones in. You're done. So it's pretty neat. All right. Oh, something else neat I got. Got this off of Temu as well. They did one of the things where I got to pick some free items. This is one of the free items I picked. It's like a battery powered oven kind of thing. So you put your food in here, and then this is a heating plate on the bottom, and you put it in there. You can set the time or temperature or whatever, and then you just let it run for 30 or 40 minutes. It's got a big 10,000 milliamp battery inside, so it's only enough to run it once, but that's fine. You just charge it up again. So you can take your lunch in this. It's even got a little thermos bag. You turn it on, and about an hour before you're going to have your lunch, and this way, by the time you're ready to have your lunch, it's all hot. I thought that was pretty damn neat. So that's pretty cool. It'd also be great. For example, get one for each family member, and then if there's a power outage, you can still heat up things like canned food. You just open a can, dump it in the thing, turn it on, let it heat it up, and if you got some solar panels, you can charge them up each day. So that's kind of neat. I like that. It would also be great for camping, especially if you want to go camping in a place where you have a fire restriction. That happens a lot out here. There's fire restrictions just because it's such a hazard. Um, so if you bring yourself a little folding, 120-watt solar panel, so you get plenty of power out of it, you plug that in, and that'll be enough for you to charge it up once, maybe twice a day. And so you'll be able to heat your meals using that instead of, even if you get the freeze dried food, you put your water in there and you heat it up and you put your freeze dried mix in there and you do it up. You can basically, it's a replacement for a stove. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm actually thinking about putting that in my e-kit in my car. I have because of how rural it is out here. I mean, it's possible that you could break down and it might be a day before somebody can come help you, especially if the weather's bad. So I keep water in the car, keep food in the car, blankets, change of clothes, stuff like that. I have a storage space underneath the back in the Kia. So I even keep my camera and stuff in there. But I keep a couple days worth of canned food and stuff like that. And keeping that in there would be perfect too, because it's small, compact. I don't have to run the car engine. Um, I'm eventually going to have a solar panel on the roof anyway, so I'll be able to keep it continuously charged. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I especially like this. The ability to have the one unit that has the light, USB, and AC, and it can recharge the battery. The other one I have, you have to take the battery off and recharge it using a separate charger. But with this one, it's a little loose though. So I gotta put a little shim in there to tighten it up. But this one is bi-directional, so that's cool. And Cassandra, you'll like this. I finally got a phone case for my phone. Because sometimes I wear clothes that don't have pockets, which is really annoying. And even if I do have pockets, this phone weighs over a pound. So putting this in your pocket's a bad idea. At best, it'll pull your pants down. At worst, it'll tear a hole in your pocket. So I got a phone case. And it's got these little giblet things on it like the shoes do. So it's got the little holes. I love how they say it's waterproof with holes in it. I guess technically this is waterproof, but nothing you put inside is going to be waterproof. But I found it in orange. And I was originally going to get a pink one, but all they had was dull pink. Like, yeah. Like, come on, I want like vibrant hot pink. And then I found a purple one, and then I found an orange one. So I got the orange one. But it just barely fits the phone. Just barely. That's how freaking big this phone is. So I finally have a way to carry my phone out there. I'm always worried about dropping it because I can't afford to replace it. It's only a $200 phone, but I don't have $200. So I'm very happy that I now have, at least when I'm running around outside, I have a place to carry my phone without having to hold it in my hand. And also I don't have to fear as much accidentally leaving it lying down on the counter when I do something. So it'll be around my neck. But yeah, that's it. I will see you guys later. Don't forget, if you want to support me, Patreon, PayPal, Zelle links down below. This is my only source of income. This is how I make money. Actually, let me do the super chat real quick for my Google. I should be able to do it myself. Super chat. This is a way I pay myself the money that I get from Google rewards. Buy and send. They take 30% of it, but well, what are you going to do? It's better than zero. That's why I hate using super chats, because the YouTube takes 30% of all super chats. But this is a way for me to get cash from Google Opinion Rewards. So you could do the same thing to yourself if you have an AdSense account, and you want to cash out your, like, I don't use it to buy games because I don't play games. My sister uses hers to buy games and stuff like that. But and the in-app purchases in games. So she does her Google Opinion Rewards, and that gives her a little bit of money for her games. I don't. Oh, nice. What'd you buy? We can check it out. I'm always curious about this stuff. Okay. You said on 8/22. That would be this date. What did you get? Ooh, someone bought Yoo-Hoo. I love Yoo-Hoo. Someone bought Gatorade, some more dry erase stuff, Rockstar Pure Energy, a boot rack. What is that? Oh, cool. I didn't know that was a thing. It's just basically a modified tool rack. Huh. Aloha protein bars. Aloha protein bars right there. Plant-based protein bars, vanilla almond crunch. That sounds good. Let's see, what did I get from that? Earnings. It's probably going to be here. Yes. I got 35 cents from that. Awesome. I got 14 cents for the Yoo-Hoo. I got 16 cents for the Rockstar. 7 cents for the Gatorade. I got 54 cents for that boot rack. And what is this? Oh, another boot rack. Oh, 2 different boot racks. Wonder what the difference is. Oh, they look the same. They look exactly the same. Oh, no, they are different. Yeah, they are a little different. I can't tell which one's better. I guess you'll find out. Whoever got them. Cool. Yeah, there's a big spike this day. Oh, that was the radios. Someone ordered a bunch of ruggedized walkie-talkies, and I got a nice big spiff out of that. Alrighty, so that is available there. I would love to get this. This is like the ideal printer. If it's got that 300 build volume with the tool changing and the support for AMS if you want it. There's your food, kitties. If you listen. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if the microphone's picking it up or not. You guys aren't hungry? You're not hungry? I thought you'd be hungry. Alrighty. That's it. I will see you guys next week. Thank you very much for joining in, and you guys have a great day.